Hey guys, it's Raythe and Kat here, and we are going to be doing an Ask Me, well, it's not an Ask Me Anything, but it's a questions about, is it Dragon's Reign or is it the Night Prince this time?
It's the Night Prince.
It's the Night Prince. So we're doing a bunch of these to answer questions that you have all asked of us, and hopefully some questions you haven't asked but want to know the answers to. So Kat, let it rip. Tell me what I need to know.
First, why don't you read the blurb?
Oh, the blurb.
Yeah.
For the Night Prince.
Come on.
All
We
right,
got to do this up.
Yeah. We got to do this. We got to be professionals, which is questionable, but you know.
What do raccoons say again?
Right, exactly. Like meow. There we go. Meow. The Night Prince is the next gay romance serial. So just in case you're like, what is the Night Prince? I don't understand.
Yeah,
That's
you've really
what this
only
is.
talked about it on stream.
I have only talked about it on stream. So it's a very big deal when a new serial starts on Raythe Reign because they don't start very often. As you guys know, these serials take years to write and put together. And so the Night Prince is actually the same way. In fact, it's taking more time. I've been working on it probably for about 8 months.
8 months, yeah.
So that's pretty intense. So let me tell you what it's about, and then you can be like, am I interested? Am I not interested? Of course you're going to be interested. Absolutely. Okay. The Night Prince. Elves, dwarves, orcs, fairies, and more as our neighbors. Best friends Declan and Finley's normal lives ended the day the Leviathan broke through to Earth. Only the arrival of the Sun Elves and their powerful king Aquilin saved humanity and drove the Leviathan back into the Underdark. Now Declan, Finley, and the rest of the survivors find themselves in a new world full of magic and danger, where elves, dwarves, and other high fantasy beings are real and their neighbors, whether the humans or the high fantasy beings want it or not. Working at a dwarven tavern, Declan wants to keep a low profile, but when he starts exhibiting dark powers no human should have, he draws the interest of the Sun King himself. Aquilin, the Sun King, in turn finds himself captivated by the supposedly human young man and determines to uncover the truth behind Declan's powers, even if the truth makes Declan his enemy. In turn, Finley desperately wants to be the first ever human to gain magical abilities. He finds an unlikely ally in this quest in the Sun King's rakish best friend, Lord Raythe. But is Raythe's help born out of kindness for an underdog, or because he has reasons of his own to stay close to Finley? Whatever the answers, both Declan, Finley, Aquilin, and Raythe are running out of time to learn the truth, because in the dark, the Leviathan wait. So this is going to start on September 22nd. It's on the calendar already for September, so we know for sure it's happening.
You're like, it's real. I'm putting it on the calendar.
Once it's on the calendar and the internal calendar, it's really happening. And I've actually put on the site, and we'll have a link to that so you can go look at some of the most beautiful artwork as well as what we're going to be showing you on this. So you can look at it more closely and look at the characters and all this kind of fun stuff. So yeah. All right. So question time? I think it's question time.
It's question time. The first question is, what's different about this serial than any other serial you've done?
Well, what is different is that I am going to be reading it as the chapters are put out. So
Out loud.
Yes, not internally, not mentally, out loud.
Recording
it, doing all the voices, doing all the things. So the moment that it is posted on the site, the chapter is posted on the site, the audio chapter will also be posted on the site for you to listen to, and you can read along. So that's how this will go, which is also why it's taken a lot more time, because I've got to have things nailed down, recorded, and you have to master them so they sound good.
And talk about your inspiration for this. It's been kind of all vampires all the time for quite a while, and the last fantasy one you did was that Elven Kingsblade?
Yes.
That was Elven Kingsblade.
Wicked Path is fantasy, but it's like a dark, grim, dark thing, which is not really what I think of as fantasy at all. I think of that as a fairy tale retelling.
Yeah.
But I think Elven Kingsblade was the last one I did. I wanted to do the the things that I love the most about, for example, Everdark and Dragon's Reign is the what if question. In Dragon's Reign, it was what if shifters were real and in our world and how that would change our world. Everdark is what if vampires were real, how would that change our world? And by the way, the Everdark is continuing in a third massive serial. So it's not like we're not going to be doing vampires. We are. I'm focusing on that as my vampire world right now. So I wanted to do a different world. And so the question for this one is, what if high fantasy beings were real and our neighbors? How would that change our world? And what would that mean? And I think that it's a huge question. And I'm having a thrilling time world building and getting all the different points of view and really making this feel real and having the magic system hang together, the world hang together, the lore hang together, the history hang together. So that's been really important.
I just thought of something else that's interesting and different about this launch. I think this is the first time that you've worked both couples into version 1 of the blurb.
Yes. Yes. The first version of the blurb of Everdark didn't even talk about Christian and Balthazar. Yeah. And the ironic thing about that is people are like, why is this couple moving far fast? There's another couple in this, first of all, and they were so much more together than Julian and Damon were because they were separated. Remember, in the beginning of Everdark, that's how that worked. So I didn't even have Christian and Balthazar in there. For example, the Fell. Yeah. I really don't think that the second couple was even mentioned in the blurb at all, ever. And then people just came to love them, Jordan and Scott. But, that was never planned. So this is planned. This is truly planned. This is going to be the thing. So yeah, they're both in the blurb, and there's art for everybody, and there's whole arcs for everybody, and it's good. I'm learning.
I'm shocked that we actually have character art for all the main viewpoint characters. Usually it's kind of months after the fact.
Yes. Well, we have to thank Sylvia Frost for that, for keeping on top of it.
Yeah.
And Mathia, of course, for their amazing work as always. But we are actually on top of things finally.
Yeah. The visual team really brought their A game here.
Oh my God.
I give full credit to Mathia. Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm sneaking. I'm here. I take no credit. I did not do those illustrations. Nobody think otherwise. I just sent a few emails. That's all.
But her typography is the best.
Oh, I did do that. That's true.
So with two couples, this is going to be a long one.
Huge. It's going to be huge.
Do you have any predictions about how long it's going to be?
With one couple, Dragon's Reign was 147 chapters. Mm-hmm. And the world building and what's going to go on in the world for this one is as large, if not larger. So just keep in mind, it will be at least 147 chapters, probably a lot more than that.
Yeah. I'm getting that feeling too, just from what you've described about the factions and the politics and the lore.
And don't be afraid, guys. Remember, you loved all the factions and politics and lore in Dragon's Reign and Everdark. So, I mean, when you put it like that, you're like, oh, what's the... No, seriously. It's just to make the world come alive. And there's just so much cool stuff. And when I think about how long it's taken the couples to meet one another, it's not until late chapter 7 when they finally are converging even a little bit. So yeah, it's going to take a while.
So this is a new Raythe Reign world. It's not part of any existing.
Totally new world, not part of any existing world.
All right, now let's talk about how this is going to work. Not that we know exactly, because this is the first time we're actually doing it. So
3 raccoons in a trench coat.
There will be surprises for us too. So the first question is, does this mean that member comments won't matter? Because they're used to commenting as soon as you write the chapter, you just hit send and everyone can respond to it. But now you're kind of writing ahead.
Yes. And I know I had this question from one of our long-term members. They matter more. In fact, I need you guys to be really thoughtful about what you're putting down in the comments, because it's going to help me as I'm moving forward. So how this is working, we obviously with the audio, we have to write in advance, but they will be posted on the day of. And that day I will actually be writing that I'll be writing the Night Prince on the day the Night Prince is being posted, just like I would be doing any other chapter. So I really need your comments so that as I'm writing going forward, I see where things need more clarification. I see where you like things or don't like things or hope that I do things. So really and truly, I actually need more comments. And I need them because the fuel I get from you guys, knowing you guys are reading right away and commenting and liking it, or, is like huge. And the Night Prince is incredibly time intensive, work intensive. I've ripped it apart and wrote it back together a million times already. So it's really, to me, just seeing your little name and just saying that was good is totally awesome. So if that's all you want to say, that would just make my day. It really does. So not only are they important because they help me sculpt the story going forward, but they also give me a boost for what I'm doing.
And the audio is going to come out at the same time as the written chapter.
Yes. So Kat and I are going to coordinate. When we're going to say, the written chapter is being posted now, also have the audio up on the podcast.
Yeah, the audio takes a while to edit and master, and I'm going to do my best to get this in audible range. Like they have a specification, like what loudness and the amount of background noise you can have. So there will be no trains. There will be no cats mewing. There won't be any strange edits because the microphone wasn't working.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really going to be something new for us to do at this quality. But we know that it really matters to people that there's an audio portion. I think because a lot of people have signed up because of Everdark and love the audio, and we want to continue the audio. So I guess the real question would be, Kat, like who's reading this thing? It's me. It's not going to be Edward or Adam or the group from Her Grace Reads. A, they do not have the time, and B, that would be just a lot to have like 2 serials ongoing with them, and they couldn't do it like this. They would have to have the whole thing finished, and then they would have to be,
Yeah, they record in batches, so they are not available to just drop everything and come to the studio. Sometimes they're not even in the city where they live.
Right, because of course they are also doing acting jobs and whatever, depending, on what's going on with the strike. But yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah. So this will be read by me.
And how many chapters do you anticipate coming out every month? Obviously the launch is going to be a little different because we're queuing up material ahead of time, but
right. The one of the things that was very important to me for the first month is I wanted to get a chapter from each of the main characters' points of view. So there will be 4 chapters, one from Declan's point of view, one from Finley's, one from Acklin's, and one from Raythe's. And those chapters are hugely revealing about secrets each of these people has. Hugely. So just keep that in mind. So it's really like, so you get a flavor for all those people, but in general, it can be no less than 2, no more than 4 a month, probably 3. That's just a workable thing for, quite frankly, the audio portion of this.
Yeah, we have no idea how this is going to fit into our workload. So we're going to probably err on the side of the caution at first.
Yes.
And then see what we can do.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, this is going up on YouTube and Spotify, etc., as a podcast. But like Everdark, we're going to have to edit it to be Disney safe.
Yes, nothing can go up there that is not Disney safe. That's not our rules. Those are their rules, and literally we cannot do it. But something to keep in mind that we did not say is that it will not start posting publicly until there's probably about 20 chapters on the membership site.
Yeah. We just can't handle that level of new work.
Yeah, no.
Because as the YouTube manager, that's a lot. It is it's a lot to manage the schedule for Everdark and then adding something else into the mix. Basically, we don't want to promise what we can't deliver, so we're not going to make big promises. We're just going to deliver when we feel like we're ready.
Plus, members should get it first.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and that's just important to me. And obviously, members will get it completely full,
in a new podcast
not
feed.
Uncut. Right,
Yeah,
in a new podcast feed, yeah.
Just like we do with man, it's getting cluttered on the site. The Empire Stars sexy chapters, and then oh God, it's so cluttered.
I know. We'll have to figure something out at some point. I when we redo the site yet again with new thoughts about how this will work. Yeah, glorious.
But for people who don't want to join as a member, we will have audiobooks too.
We will. Okay, so how this is going to work is the same as Everdark. There will be a hardcover, a paperback, an
downloadable,
ebook,
yeah,
and an audio version. So you'll be able to buy from us the hardcover, the ebook, and the audio, and the paperback I think will be on
we're just
Amazon.
using Amazon's print on demand.
Yeah.
They're pretty good for paperbacks.
So you'll be able to also buy the ebook on Amazon, although we ask you that you buy it from us. Something to keep in mind there is that, again, it will not be in Kindle Unlimited. So it will just never be on Kindle Unlimited because it's on the site.
We're rule followers.
We are. Well, it's more than that. Like, you cannot get banned from Amazon. That's like the end of the world. So that's not happening.
Yeah.
So guys, you'll have that option, but just know that, of course, the least expensive option is always the membership. Always.
Oh, and also the audiobooks, we haven't really talked about how much to charge, but it's going to be less than Everdark.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking about $15.
That seems reasonable.
And then for members, again, it will be like, I don't know,
We could
10,
discount it, yeah,
some discount again, because it is just me. But it's a lot of work to do this. So, and it's an extra if you like it. But of course, we always encourage people to join the membership, because remember, you can read and listen to everything for $9.95 versus purchasing an ebook for $4.99, the audio for.
And the membership's just fun.
It's fun.
Really where the most fun is.
Yes.
And our beautiful YouTube's comments section.
Yes, that's just absolutely. Well, I guess I'm just really excited to bring this to you. I'm actually very nervous to bring this to you, considering all the prep work and the writing that I've done without so far.
Oh, yeah. Talk about the first 5 chapters. Go
Oh,
ahead.
how many times that I've 25 times I've written and rewritten them and continue to do so and practice the audio. Literally, I'm trying to get better with accents, but just know there'll be a tour of Europe for some of them. I just really hope that for those of you who enjoy the audio, that this scratches that itch, as we continue going forward with Everdark. It's another series to enjoy. I hope that those of you who like to support us but do like to buy individual works instead of a membership will check out Everdark, and that those who watch us and listen to us on Spotify and YouTube and iHeartRadio will give The Night Prince a shot. It will be another part of the Raythe Rain storytelling universe for you to enjoy. So I really do hope to hear from you all about what you think about this new project we're doing.
Hey, you know what? We can make this Raythe Rain Insider.
Raythe Rain Insider. And number, I don't know what it is. Number 4?
3, maybe?
No,
I don't
4.
know. No,
anyway,
4.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thanks so much as always for tuning in, and we look forward to talking to you next time. Bye.